What's up, fam? Welcome to the Marlinated Mind State. I am your host, Marlon C. And today we're going to talk about these teen takeovers that has been ravaging across the country. Not understanding what's going on with our youth. Well, I think I kind of understand why it's going on. But we're going to listen to an alderman from the great city of Chicago explain, I guess, how they plan on stopping this. Now, these teen takeovers, you have kids run like gathering downtown in these cities, and for some reason they just fighting and just take off running and scaring good, God-fearing, tax-paying Christians. But anyway, let's watch this video, and then I'm gonna give my take. And as always, I want you to give your take in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
Well, we've seen it time and time again. Large teen takeovers in Chicago neighborhoods, from Hyde Park to the Loop.
I'm sorry. Normally, I would say, why is he wearing them shoes? But then as I get older and get a little wiser to understand the shoe game, it's got to be something to these shoes. It's got to be a price tag. It's got to be a comfortability. And he probably wasn't thinking that his feet would be shown on TV, but there's something got to be behind the shoes. So if y'all know what kind of shoes these are, let me know. Because I may just want to get a pair of them. Because I wear Koyos and Hokas and Bally's now in my age. So
behind damaged cars, shaking residents, and growing concerns about safety. City leaders say this isn't just about enforcement, it is about prevention.
though.
Alderman William Hall joins us now this morning to talk some solutions.
Good morning.
Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Now, Alderman, we've obviously seen these takeovers cause some real damage. The latest incident in Hyde Park literally had teens running on tops of cars, leaving people feeling unsafe. So what is the city doing right now to not just stop these things from happening again, instead of just responding after the fact?
Well, first of all, I do want to say it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Secondly, I want to lift up my brother, Alderman Lamont Robinson, who is doing a great work, doing everything he can with what he has. And then thirdly, I'm here to announce a Safe Futures Task Force. And I'm going to pass a resolution. We're going to start it in committee, and we need all hands on deck. And what the Safe Futures Task Force is about is getting every...
Before you start talking about the Safe Futures Task Force, why does there have to be a resolution in a committee created? Now, we are talking about stopping these teen takeovers, right? This is what we're talking about, right? Okay, just want to make sure.
Agency and government, every partner and community, every corporate responsibility centered corporation in the city to invest. These children are coming from neighborhoods that have no schools, no grocery stores, none of the basic things that a child needs to become something in life. And it's an indictment on our city. And so, again, we can play the blame game, but the Safe Futures Task Force is to build for the future.
Give us a little bit more details on this task force. Who all is going to be involved in? When does it actually start? What do you think the outcome of this new task force will be?
Well, simple. Number one, we need every hand on deck. CTA can play a role. They can send out messages on public transit. Number two, our police, and I want to say this, our Superintendent Snelling is one of the best in the country, and he needs more support. And every officer is not bad. They're compassionate, caring officers, one of which is my friend who was online. Shalia Walton was telling every parent that she could online to stay away. But the police need support.
What does that support look like that you say? Is it more resources?
I hear him right. Hold on.
Telling every parent that she could online can play a role. They can send out messages on public transit. Number two, our police, and I want to say this, our Superintendent Snelling is one of the best in the country, and he needs more support. And every officer is not bad. They're compassionate, caring officers, one of which is my friend who was online. Shalia Walton was telling every parent that she could online to stay away. But the police need support.
What does that support look like that you say? Is it more resources? Is it more staffing? What is the issue there when you say that they need some support?
Well, what we need is when a trend is happening, we need parents to show up along with the police. We need teachers, we need anybody that cares about community to stand alongside. And I understand, again, this is a different manifestation of a behavior health crisis. And so supporting the police looks like simply showing up on the scene. When I was a youth pastor, I showed up alongside police because, again, young people, when they see a familiar face, sometimes they don't even act out because they know that Miss Jones, Mr. Jones is going to grab them up and bring them back home. And so, and again, we need not only just the police, but we need Chicago Public Schools. They know when school is going to come out, leave rather, and they know what the students are facing. Teachers matter. And so we must equip just those three agencies in addition to OMEC, our Office of Management and Emergency. They're moving all of their resources. So we have to have a task force, not just to stop, but a task force committed in investment of our young people.
Now, we have a lot of.
First, I think what you need is home accountability. You got to get these parents to do more parenting. Parenting is different than he's talking about when he was growing up and how, the old people would snatch you up and take you back home. Parenting, unfortunately, is different now. You got a lot of more things you got to fight against. Makes basically social media. That's your biggest enemy. That's your biggest threat. But it's the easiest to find and to use to make sure things are taken care of, things are done right, or things are prevented, because everybody's on social media. All your kids, that's how they communicate. That's how all of them know, hundreds and thousands of kids know to converge on a certain area in a certain city at a certain time to cause harm. They know it. So my thing is, if they know how to do it, then you really don't need a whole task force for that. You may need a handful of people who basically sit, because you're at a time now to where we are able to prevent crimes. We watch enough television shows to where you see the CSIs, FBI shows and stuff like that. Hell, look at your own government. They'll sit here and tell you that they arrested certain people or they took out certain people because they thwarted a terroristic action. You know what I'm saying? You be like, dang, I didn't know that was happening. Well, you weren't supposed to know, because they got people who are dedicated to following people who they feel can cause issues. Now, I know we're going to talk about Big Brother and people that violating your privacy. And oh my gosh, I hate every time I look at the cell phone and I say a couple of words, talk about something, and the next day I get ads on every freaking platform about what I was talking about. Or I was just thinking something, and next thing you know, I get ads about that. It's out there. We already know it's there, so why not use it for the safety of the community? You may just need a handful of people that can go online and just watch to see, because they've done it. You've seen videos where they've arrested people in the middle of a live stream, money in their hands, or like measuring out bags of illegal drugs and stuff. And then you see the police kick their door in right behind them while they doing this stuff. I mean, you got silly people out there. So you got to be smarter than them. You just can't say, well, we're going to wait till a crime happens. We're going to wait till they all gather. And there's somebody saying, well, why can't they gather in public? This is America. They got freedom to do that. Nah. You can limit however many people you want, because think about this. You got to have permits for parades and parties and gatherings, no matter where you go in cities. That's something these youths need to understand. So really, they could all probably be arrested or fined for gathering like that because they didn't get a permit to do so. And it's a gala that's pre-planned, so you know what's happening. So it's like an event. So if you're going to have an event, you got to have your proper permits, pay your right fees, and you can have an event so we can get security and the police down there. If you don't have that, now you violating city ordinances, and so you can get in trouble and go to jail. I saw one video where it says one girl got arrested at the Chicago teen takeover, like serious, a 16-year-old girl, with all them people acting a fool out there. But it's always going to be that one to get caught up. But anyway, let's continue. Parents, number one, have to be involved. Stop your kids. Watch your kids' social media activity. Tell everybody know. I think ain't Life 360. Is that what it's called? Is that free? You can see where you should be knowing where your kids are at all times anyway. Now, me as a grown man, you're not finna Life 360 me because I don't want nobody to know where I'm at 100% of the time. That's just me. But as long as you got children in your house, sure, boy. And I'm paying them bills and shoot, you follow my rules, I don't know where you at all times.
Viewers who would say that there's always a response after these things happen. What is the plan to stop these types of gatherings from happening in the first place?
So this is what our task force is committed to. Right now, we have an ordinance. We must hold social media companies accountable. And so that is in committee right now. Our chairman, Brian Hopkins, who's been an ally working with me to first stop the pathway that communicates and celebrates violence.
See, this is bullcorn. See, talking about a proposed social media ordinance. So you want to hold Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you want to hold them accountable if meetings are created. And I know some other apps out there I know nothing about, but again, that's what your task force should be. You should have people, like I said, a handful of people who monitor all these apps. You can do it. I mean, you can infiltrate kids because kids ain't got a lot of sense to know who they friend and who ain't they friend. You can always infiltrate those and find out stuff, even as an adult, if they think you're cool enough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't even got a whole social media account. You just sit there and watch it. You just watch it. And then once you figure out what's happening, you put the word out to the police, to the parents across the city. And you ain't got to say nothing ahead of time. Just wait. Once them people show up, you say, okay. When they show up, you already there. It's as simple as that. And as long as nobody say nothing about nothing, you can stop anything and everything at all times.
Secondly, again, this task force is going to be committed to resources. We can blame parents all day. We can blame whosoever will, but this is a manifestation when you snatch resources away. Close schools, no grocery stores, no hospitals, no mental clinics. So the task force is to say, let's reinvest. And also, thirdly, let's embrace. Young people are looking for a place to go. That's why they're leaving these war zones and trying to find refuge in safe spaces in the city.
And you mentioned social
So
media.
they go to safe space and then create a war zone there. Man, make some sense, dude. They need somewhere to go. Take them to the country. They can go out to the country in the forest, look at the birds, the butterflies, the rocks, do reports. Take them to the library. I mean, I think y'all still got libraries. I'm sure there are places that these kids, there's a lot of kids, I get it, but I'm sure there are places that these kids can go and burn off and let some energies, burn off some steam. But more like it's the home. Yeah, you need grocery stores, I guess, for jobs. School you shut down, but remember you open them up for the illegal migrants so they can have somewhere to live. I know your school budget. I've seen you about $1 billion in deficit for the city budget. You paying administrators in the school system, but the money's going more to them than for the actual students' learning needs. If you got rid of some of the administrators, hire more teachers, open up so that way you can have money for like after school programs. They don't really need to go nowhere. You got boys and girls clubs. I know they got them here in Dallas. There are places that these kids can go. We just got to open up more opportunity. The problem is people don't want to spend money if they're not going to get money. That's why the whole illegal immigrant thing, people didn't understand, but that's why I say it was about money. They got money that's set aside for everything. They budget this stuff out. And so once you say you need a certain amount of money, they say, okay, we're going to set it aside for this. Now, if you ain't got no migrants, no foreigners coming to your town, and you got millions of dollars sitting over here just percolating, you want that money back. So what do? You say, hey, let them all come in. So that way we can use this money, put this money back into circulation. That way, when it comes back around for the next time to ask for money to be budgeted, we can use that money for something else instead of using it for the migrants. And then we're like, oh, well, we got that. Then that's for y'all. We're sorry that we got y'all here. You on your own. But now we got this money. But anyway, they have the money. The problem is you're paying. It's one reason why Donald Trump got rid of a bunch of jobs. I mean, think about it. You got a bunch of jobs for people who you really don't need, don't understand what they're doing. Y'all might say, well, he's just doing it because they black. Well, shoot, they're probably the ones who most of the ones who got the jobs in the first place. So sorry, but we don't need you. We don't need 100 administrations compared to 2 or 3 students, and the students don't have no money, and so they're not getting taught. We got to close schools down, and then you don't have a whole lot of students because they're going to charter schools or homeschool or private schools or whatever the case may be. You got to do better with the money that you have. You got a lot of money. I'm gonna do a video on a lady named Martha Collins. It's going to show you what she did in this city, and also going to show you how it just shows you how much of a fraud Umar Johnson is. But anyway, let's finish this up.
Which is how the information for a lot of these teen takeovers is shared. You mentioned holding these
Absolutely.
companies accountable, like the TikToks and Instagram. What exactly does that look like?
Well, it looks like our ordinance, number one, we're removing the need to tax. In other words, if they fail tax, no, we're now ready to go to court. Because at the end of the day, these social media companies, which have been proven to be faulty, been proven to be detrimental to the health of our children, if children are seeing it, reproducing it, and sharing it, and celebrating it, what role does a social media company play? Number two, again, our task force is to come together and utilize resources and reimagine a city where resources are spread. So a child can say, I don't need to go downtown. I can go to my park. I don't need to go downtown. I can go on my block. And that's what we want is a both and. Enjoy your neighborhood and come downtown and be neighborly. It can happen.
It can happen. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Alderman Hall.
Howard in the house.
No, that was a bullcorn interview. Because number one, let me tell you like this. It starts at home. Moms, dads, beat your kids, make them stay in the house, whatever. Say, if you get out there and you do, if I see you on TV, if I see you did anything, that's between me and you and God. That's number one. Two, you want to watch what's going on. Like I said, you can watch, you can get a little task force, handful of people to watch all social media apps and see what's going on in the city. Trust me, you can infiltrate teenage groups easily because they don't have sense. Kids are stupid. Remember that. Next, you can use drones. Fly around the city. When you see something's about to happen, get drones in the sky so some guns can take pictures of these kids. So that way, because again, there's nothing wrong with a few kids gathering, kicking it, whatever. But when you create an event that could potentially have hundreds and thousands of people, now you are violating city ordinances. Now, if you're out there damaging property, hurting each other, stealing, it's time because think about this. Let's say you in a car with somebody and they go and let's say, hey, sit right here, I'll be right back. They go into a store, run out, rob it, run out, jump in the car, y'all take off. Okay. And you don't know what the heck happened, why they did what they did. They look over the videos, y'all get arrested, police come to your house, get you, interrogate you. Anyway, the first thing they most likely gonna tell you is you are an accessory to a crime. I know a guy who went to back in the day, saying to the military, which is like something I feel again, these youngsters might need to go because they're not getting any kind of discipline or correction at home in the free world. But I know a guy who was sent to the military years ago decades ago, whatever, when he was young, because he was in a car with somebody who, went to a house, got out, went in there, beat this dude, come back. So got in the car, left. They got caught, found out who was in the car with him. So they all went to jail. And, so think about that. When next time, tell your kids, think about that next time they go downtown and something goes down and they're all there. Could they quite possibly be charged as an accessory to a crime? it can happen. That's why I say you need to know the law if you want to make it in this world. But anyway, Chicago, your mayor, your aldermen, they are full of crap. Chicago is burning with gasoline as we speak. And it seems like there is no end in sight, no relief in sight. And you also got to remember, Chicago was one of those cities that talked about defunding the police. Now you want to sit here and say, not all of them are bad. You know why you want to say that? Because you want to defund the police. Instead of just saying, instead of defunding the police, we need to revamp the training system because we need police. That's what you're supposed to say. But not, just defund the police. This is not giving them no money because they are putting their necks on black men back. Man, come on. You got one policeman, and I ain't downplaying what happened, but you got one police officer put his knee on the neck of a man to where it took his life. And he's in jail, and rightfully so. Compared to all of these kids or these youngsters and all of these crimes that these youngsters are committing in the city. But that one policeman and what he did trumps everything else. Make it make sense. The one policeman got you so shook. But the gang violence don't. Really? Anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out of your day, but it means the world does here at this channel. And with that being said, I live in peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side.